There's got to be a point where
Yeah.
it's like, all right, dude, you're 30. We can't have you breaking your legs
Stop
every play.
talking about me like that. We're recording now.
Yeah, dude, you're 30.
This is the Sports Timeout Podcast with Jensen Maydew, Tony Karanko, and your host, Wes Underwood.
And, welcome into the Sports Timeout Podcast, brought to you by Ghetto Tacos in Web City. If you're in the mood for burritos at 10% off today, or you want to try their award-winning dishes, then head in and order or call ahead today and get some delicious food at a great price and, some phenomenal service at that for sure. They're located at 536 Northeast Street in Web City, Missouri. Drive-through available, and get in, check out their new Gringo Taco. That thing is delicious. The sauce on it is just phenomenal. But seriously though, get in there, get that this weekend. If not, go for the quesadilla, all that jazz. They got some good stuff up in there. Then, while you're at it, go check out Robert's Integrative Dentistry in Joplin on Monday. If you're looking for that brighter, straighter smile for this new year, get into Robert's Integrative Dentistry today and look fresh. Yeah. Be sure to schedule your appointment today at 417-622-0404. They also offer Invisalign, so I'm not doing Invisalign, but I'm testing out their whitening strips because our people that won them did not claim them. So little bonus there, I guess. Sorry, Blake. I'll admit that one on air, but yeah, they're doing the job. They're getting things done. And lastly, but not least, don't forget, check out TeeTime here in Web City. Be sure to reserve your spot to play some golf. Whether you're searching for a perfect weekend activity or you just want to stay warm and have fun this winter, I mean, yeah, temperature's going to be 11 tomorrow, tomorrow. Yeah, that's going to be crazy. On Saturday, it's going to be 11 degrees. So, but if you want to have that weekend activity or just stay warm, have fun this winter, check out TeeTime in Web City. They do have the Fireball warm-up special. So get on in there, get some of that. Play, I guess, get lit. I don't know how the youngins say it these days, but yeah, TeeTime's the spot for your party needs or weekend fun. So be sure to check them out. Wes Underwood, Clint, Jordan, and Sam out this week. Possibly some new co-hosts coming in next week to join us. Gonna be
Ooh,
looking forward to that. But how are you?
doing good. It's the underrated month of January. I think it's
Yeah.
an underrated month. I get why people don't like it, but I think it's underrated.
This
And I'm
time
having a
last
good
year we
time.
had snow, man.
I know. It's not looking like it's going to happen this year, but you never know. Missouri, especially, can be
A little bit of
temperamental.
a chance next weekend.
Yeah, we'll see.
Thankfully, I'll be in Cali though.
Oh, that's true. You're going to
So,
San Diego.
dude, Friday and then Monday we're off with kids. We don't have kids on Monday, and then Tuesday, Wednesday work, and then boom, I'm gone.
Yeah, that's
What's
a good
the
time. That's a good time to go to San Diego.
is it a good flight out there this time of year, or is it pretty
Oh
windy?
yeah. No, no. It's like easy flight. I haven't
Sweet.
had. Yep, you'll enjoy it.
Love that. Love that. Not lying. I hate bumpy flights.
Yeah, I know. Me too.
So,
Especially with like the bad. When you get like the bad person in the flight that screams. That's like you weren't really anxious, but that person makes you more anxious because they're like, ah, and it's like, oh.
100%.
Anyways, you
Yeah.
won't have that. You won't have that.
Had that in Thailand for an hour flight, and I'm just like, we've been in the air for 45 minutes.
Oh,
Just stop.
yeah, that's the worst.
But
It's like, oh no, my tracker says there's 40 minutes left, and this person's already on edge.
yeah, yeah,
Anyways,
crazy. But all right, we'll get right to it. This week we'll be talking the NFL, and we're hopping right back in. Last week I gave some predictions. I was a little bit wrong, but good first half from the Steelers. So, but
mm,
you know, before we get into talk, and we'll talk Steelers here after everything that's happened, but that's brought to you by Black Eagle Apparel. They do custom apparel and jerseys for any team, sport at the best prices. They are the official merch provider of the Joplin Outlaws and the Sports Timeout podcast. So go check them out at their website at blackeagleapparel.us, and be sure to subscribe to their email list and get 25% off your next purchase. It is awesome that Alex and his crew there, they get things done. They're going to be at a show in Tulsa this weekend, and let me double check on what the name of that is real quick because I told him I'd get that out there, and I mean it's not too far from here. So, and
Van
he's
Halen.
located in Neosho too. So, what's up?
I said, is it Van Halen?
Yeah, no joke.
Led Zeppelin.
How great would that be? Oh, you know, he's got the Gun Shore Show. That's what it is. So
Oh,
might be better than Van Halen. Who
yeah.
knows?
Yeah.
But the Gun Shore Show in that's a full thing to say, but in Tulsa, Oklahoma this weekend, go check them out and get some apparel from Black Eagle. So you won't be disappointed. I love their stuff. You'll love their products too, and it's super comfortable. So, but all right, NFL playoffs jumping in.
Speaking of Tulsa, I got my lottery tickets for the Savannah Bananas.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And so we'll see how that happens. But it's a long process. I'm excited for it.
You gotta give me one.
I know.
No,
I'll get a try.
how many can you get? How many does it let you reserve?
Max of four. But by the time it happens, it'll be in April. So who knows who will be here. So yeah.
Don't sell them off, or they'll consider you a scammer.
That's true. I should just go right to Reddit. Who wants these? But
All
yeah,
right.
Art Rooney.
Art Rooney II dismisses the idea of a rebuild under his new head coach. And as you all may have seen this week, the Pittsburgh Steelers let go of Mike Tomlin after 19 seasons. And oh, I don't know for this team. Like, I don't feel like it was his fault. And I do believe it said that he announced his departure.
Yeah.
I'm really
He's a,
confused on how everything is because he put in a resignation, but I feel like they said that they were the ones that fired him technically. But
yeah. It was interesting because a lot of times those can be kind of like, um, we are firing you, but we want to be a nice company that shows respect. So we'll say that we mutually disagreed. But this one actually could easily have been they mutually just he was like, I just feel like I need to be with a team that has a quarterback now. We're doing something,
yeah,
whatever his reasons are. And they were like, yeah, we think it's time to move on from you as well. And then I could see it actually being kind of like, look, it's been 98 years, not literally, but you've been with us forever. It's okay to kind of separate. And
look, you were a young buck and now you're gray haired. See ya.
yeah, exactly.
But
He was literally my age when he was first hired,
yeah,
34 years old.
it's crazy.
Uh, yeah, but yeah, it made sense. But it was interesting. I think you were saying earlier that it was Art Rooney's like first press conference in years or something like that.
Yeah, and what was it, Biscotti as well?
Yeah, and the Ravens
Seven
guy.
for Biscotti and Art Rooney, I
It's
believe.
kind of fun seeing. It's like these guys that are it's like mob bosses
Yeah,
that are like in the shadows for years, and all of a sudden they come out. Hey, this is what we did about my team.
mm,
Yeah, the Ravens came in. Let's just say Harbaugh would have been fired a week later if
cringe.
they would have made that field goal.
Yeah, I.
Uh,
And then the comments he made about John Harbaugh coming to the team as well, and he just does this mean anything to you? And then give me yeah, I'm not gonna hire that guy. Okay, cool,
yeah,
cool.
that seems
From
like
Biscotti, by the way. But
yeah, it seems like one of those like guys that have so much money they just like do not care. They're
yeah,
just like, yeah, I
absolutely.
just
I
say
mean,
things.
and how he treats Lamar Jackson, like, okay, he's your quarterback. Sure, he should have some say, and then to come out and
Yeah,
say,
yeah,
well, it's my decision, but he's just in the room. Okay,
yeah,
cool. Glad they
yeah,
have the say to help out their team and what best fits their. Okay. And yet he said he was for the players, so I'm not quite certain.
yeah. I don't think that's again, rich guy stuff. They don't really.
I wish we could play that McAfee song that they had about it. Loved it.
What's that about
Something about being rich and biscotti, and they're just
Oh, okay.
like doing this the whole time to the jam. Pretty fun. Come on, you can bring up that clip now, right? No,
That's true. No, yeah, I can't.
you can, but
I could have been on time. But yeah, that was my main thing about it. I just thought um, I mean, for one, in general, it's just kind of crazy that the two guys that have been the longest besides Andy Reid leave at the same time.
yeah,
They both played each other like a week ago. And the joke was that if you had made that field goal or missed that field goal, then one of those coaches would have been fired then. And it
exactly.
happened to be the Ravens, so it was Harbaugh first. Um, and he's gonna he'll be fine with the Giants. And it it could be an Andy Reid thing where it's like you go from one
Hey,
team to the next.
did you get a message? The deal's not final. No, I'm just kidding.
No, it's true.
It's
It's true.
probably going to happen.
Yeah, it'll
Jackson
be
Dart
fine.
even said he wanted Harbaugh, so,
Yeah, yeah. No, that's
but
good. That was a good landing spot for him. Not that I really have any care about where Harbaugh goes, to be honest, but I was like, it's kind of a secretly good, like, young players, Malik Neighbors, Jackson Dart, Cam Scatterbo, great left
Ghetto.
tackle, awesome defensive line. It's like that could be one of those teams where it's like the Patriots of this year, where you're just like, whoa, next year they could be like, why is this team like the 3 seed out of nowhere? I could see the
Well,
Giants doing that.
bringing that up, like, do you think they would have been any better if they started Dart at the beginning of the year
Oh yeah, oh yeah, bro. I mean,
instead of going through the train wreck of what
I
it
know,
was?
which worked out nicely for the Chiefs because we got that one game where Russell Wilson just went like bombed out.
Whoa, he threw it into the stands. All
Yeah, he was
right.
just like, um,
Buddy, you had an open receiver 5 yards to your left.
yeah, like literally the next game. I think it was the next game. Jackson Dart came in and they beat the Chargers.
Yeah, they
So it
made
was like
the
that
executive decision.
and beating the Chargers, I thought I'm pretty impressive. So yeah, I think he's going to be great personally.
Yeah.
We've seen it before where these kind of like running quarterbacks, all of a sudden the next year they're a little more fluky, but I don't know. I have a feeling he just was so good out the gate with a team that was not that good. He didn't have Malik Neighbors basically all year,
Oh, yeah.
and he still was doing great with like Wandale Robinson. So I think
Dude,
he's
Robinson lit it up, man.
yeah, I think because of him.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that was a good spot because he wasn't going to go to the Browns. I mean, for one thing, why would you want to go to the Browns? But you didn't want to go right back to your same division. And I mean, the joke of that division was the worst coach is the one that stayed, which was with the Bengals. All of the
hmm
three best coaches, Stefanski, Tomlin, and Harbaugh all left. But um,
He's still
and
there. Yeah. Taylor.
and also, we didn't have this in our rundown, but I'm really excited about what the Chiefs do with our offensive coordinator. That's like, I mean, for one thing, this is like one of the
It's
craziest.
really silent right now.
This is like one of the craziest coaching carousels I can remember. And you're right. The only hire though has been Harbaugh, so
Yeah.
it's kind of silent. But all the openings, all the firings, it's like all these mainstay. It's like tons of coaches that could be elsewhere. Like I really want Mike McDaniel to be our new offensive coordinator, but he also could just be a head coach somewhere else.
I
It's
feel
like,
like everybody that was good opened up.
yeah, literally. Like there's like three teams where you're like, ooh, that'd be a good team to coach for. Whoever gets that Ravens position, that's a great spot. If you get to be the offensive coordinator for the Eagles or the Chiefs, that's a great spot.
Hot
So there's a
hot
lot of
take.
opportunities.
Hot take. McVay, I feel, should be out as the Rams head coach if they don't make it back to the Super Bowl this year.
What? He's
I
like one of
do.
the best coaches in the league.
I do. I believe it.
Yeah,
Well, look at all the talent he's had and just keeps falling short like year after year. Yeah, you
yeah,
win it with Stafford, Odell Beckham, and then boom. Like it's been a drought. You've had the talent. You keep going and getting good guys. And then, because I didn't think Harbaugh was on the hot seat either. Like you never really heard about that or Tomlin.
yeah.
And I think
No,
Tomlin was like, I'm going to walk on my own terms. And Harbaugh
yeah.
ends up getting canned. So,
McVay's too young. They're too good. He's like a top five coach. Their offensive scheme is just
well,
what
we,
makes.
we all thought McDaniel was in too. So,
Yeah, that's true. But he was just. I think he didn't have control of. Um,
something happened in that meeting they had.
yeah, that was interesting. Again, if he ends up being a chief, I'm glad it happened because. But it went from being like, well, we think he's going to stay with the Dolphins to like the next day. Actually, you're gone. So I'm not sure what happened there, but it must have been
Bring
like,
Waddle. Bring Waddle with you, sir. Bring
yeah,
Waddle and
or
Tyreek.
Tyreek. Yeah, I could see
Yeah,
Tyreek.
Tyreek could be our backup.
That would be a crazy like Tyreek's like if McDaniel's there, I'll come there. I think he's not a free agent. It would have to be a trade, so I
Oh,
doubt it's gonna happen.
he's gone. He's done with Miami.
I know, but he's on their contract though, so we'd have to trade something for him, and I don't think
I
the Chiefs are going to do that.
I think they're going to let him walk.
If
They
that
owe him
happens,
too much money. I think they'll come to a mutual agreement.
I'll welcome him with open arms.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, we already got Kareem Hunt. Let's just bring the old crew back. One more year of Kelsey. But
Well,
more
you got to bring
importantly,
back Demarcus Robinson, who's doing well right
yeah,
now, and
that's
you got to
true.
bring back Mecole
Sky Moore,
Hardman and
Sky
Sky
Moore's
Moore,
doing
and
good with the
Sky
no, but
Moore. Sky Moore ends up back with the Chiefs next year, guarantee it.
that'd be
He'll be on
hilarious.
that practice
That'd be a
squad.
bad sign. That means like we did not draft a receiver and no, but I think more importantly, going to why I think McVay is a great coach. The new we needed kind of somewhat new blood with our offensive coordinator. In Chiefs world, this has been talked about all ad nauseum the past 2 weeks of like it's not even just that Andy Reid's getting old, but it's just that they've kind of been using the same system.
Oh yeah,
And this year it really came to a head where people are just teams could just predict our plays. Like literally, like you could tell like Rashee Rice goes out, that cornerback knew he was going to do that, and then and you wondered. And I think Mahomes knew that in his press conference today. It was basically like, don't just bring back Nagy. Like we need new. Like we still have the genius of Andy Reid, but also new ideas that come from these new McVay Shanahan schemes that are kind of the way to go.
100%.
Like my dream is Brees Hall. Some people want to draft Jeremiah Love, but I'm always,
Isaiah Davis,
hey, fine. You want to bring in Isaiah Davis? Then I think he's
dude,
probably under
he's
contract
a
still.
third down back, man.
Yeah, no, he's such a great Joplin guy. But I think he's under contract with the Jets.
1 year
Um,
left.
yeah, but Brees Hall is a free agent. There's actually a lot of good running back free agents. So I'm hoping for a running back free agent, a great draft pick, and a great offensive coordinator, um, which is a lot of options for right now. So then, because you can, because you'd be surprised, like in this day and age, we're seeing it with the Bears, where a great offensive coordinator, a great schemer is kind of the new, um, I don't want to say new good quarterback, but it's like it can really change the way, like we were worried about our offense and needing new receivers, and maybe if we just changed our scheme, all of a sudden Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy are good again. Like who knows?
Yeah.
Um, anyway, so I'm excited about that, and I could tell by the Mahomes presser at least that
Oh,
there's some internal heat about like we can't just run it back again next year and do the
oh,
same thing.
you know he
Like,
was mad at him all year,
yeah, there was something that's and Andy Reid's usually pretty conservative about that kind of stuff, but there needs to be some kind of and apparently there has been because there's already been a bunch of firings.
making me tear up here.
Yeah, I know. But there's been enough firings to make me think that like yeah, they even know that things have got to change.
Nagy's going somewhere, that's for sure.
Nag is going somewhere. The receiving coach Connor Embry was fired.
Offensive line coach, I think, got a job somewhere else.
The assistant did. Andy Heck's
Yeah.
still there, but the
Yes.
assistant went to I think he went to go work with his dad or something.
Yeah.
Whittingham, and then yeah, oh, and then running backs coach got fired. So yeah, there was, and it made sense. It's like none of our receivers or running backs have really had any development. They've basically just been as good as they were when they were drafted, and there's never been like well, really their routes are a lot better now. It's kind of just the same players. So we had to fire our receiving coach.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for that. We needed a kind of down year to really consider like what's going to be the future for the next 10 years.
For sure.
We can't just keep bringing back the old guys and doing the old things and assuming it'll work. We got away with it last year, but
Remember.
if we want more of those, we got to change things up. So we'll see.
Three's enough, right?
Nope. I want at least five before
Yeah.
Mahomes hard tires.
Yeah. All right. Moving into the playoffs now. Broncos, Bills, Patriots, Texans, Seahawks, 49ers,
Good
Bears,
games.
Rams. Seahawks, 49ers it's gonna be the funnest one, I think, because that's gonna be that rematch. No George Kittle though, but
No cricket, but and also Darnold just this morning was on the injury report. That's crazy. So I hope he
yeah, and
plays. That's
he's
not
playing.
that's not as fun if it's like the backup's in or something. But yeah, a lot of great games this week actually. I've weirdly, I gotta be honest, I'm kind of rooting for not the Bills. Um, it's pretty petty of me. I should just root for the Bills. They've never won a Super Bowl. I'm imagining a father and son watching their favorite team in Buffalo and they never won a Super Bowl. It's like you got to think of that. But the petty part of me is like I just want to really make sure people know Mahomes is better than Allen, and I'm afraid there'll be a new thing. Like if Allen wins one Super Bowl, then it's like, see, he finally got his, and now we can all say that Josh Allen's always been better than Mahomes. Again,
But
that's
he's
kind of a
not in
petty
the
like.
playoffs.
Yeah, exactly. He never had to go against the Chiefs, but him having even one Super Bowl would kind of change the way people talk about
Oh yeah.
Mahomes and Allen, I think, unfortunately, even though he has two more and never beat them. But but then it's like, can you really root for the Broncos? So that's a weird game for me because it's like that's definitely our rival. But Buffalo's kind of like our actual modern rival. Um,
All right. Conference
so I think,
championship, Super Bowl matchup, and champion prediction. What do you got?
um, so, so who's
I'm
gonna win
throwing
then?
it in there already. I don't care.
Who's gonna win? I think. Well, I'll tell you what my dream is. My dream is Texans win, Broncos win. Texans beat the Broncos, go to the Super Bowl. Seahawks win, Bears win.
Yeah.
Seahawks win the Super Bowl.
Okay. Okay.
I think that defense is, I mean, we saw it. We were at Hackett's the other night. That defense is like top tier. I mean, Mike McDonald is just one of the best defensive coaches. He was the coach of the Ravens when they had that absolutely dominant defensive team. And I don't even know how the Chiefs beat them. Like that defense was so good. We had
Yeah.
just enough. We got 17 points, just enough to beat them, and then watch Jackson choke. But it was like that defense was so
I
good.
was
So
there for that one. It was beautiful.
I just think as long as Sam Darnold doesn't like blow it up, which you've seen him do, screw the pooch or whatever.
Right
But
after he benched himself, I benched myself and left the game because I was like, I don't want to put up with another quarter, man. Like we're dominating this one. So,
yeah, exactly.
but
Um, how
I'm
about
gonna
you?
go Broncos, Patriots, Seahawks, Bears. If the Rams make it by, it's gonna be barely. But I feel like Caleb Williams has that energy going. That team's
Wow.
just that team's thriving off each other. Um, Man, that's a tough one. I like Darnold and I like Williams in the NFC race. I'm done with Stafford and I'm done with the Brock Purdy era. I'm ready for both teams to move on from those quarterbacks because all they do is get hurt all season and then make it back by the end. And if they don't make the playoffs, then they're done.
Yeah.
So, um, Darnold's a good story. Williams is a fun story. Both have really good defenses. Both have really good teams, to be honest. Luther Burden the third on the Bears, baby. Mizzou.
Yeah.
Um, I want to take Bears now officially in the Super Bowl. And if they make it by the Rams, I think they're definitely the team to beat. Um,
Yeah. Well,
and
I think that's true.
I don't want the Patriots and I don't want the Broncos or the
Yeah, that's a weird
Bills,
situation. That's
but
definitely I'm rooting for whoever the NFC team is if those two teams make it.
I want Broncos and I want the Patriots to move on. I'm so close to the Texans and what D'Amico's done there, but I just don't think that they're going to be able to edge out this Patriots team at New England. And that road to
It'd be
the
a good
Super
game.
Bowl.
I'm interested. Yeah, it's like two smart coaches, but I just think Vrabel's that much smarter,
Oh yeah,
and especially he did like Houston has a way better defense, but Vrabel's defense can at least make it tough for CJ Stroud, who's weirdly been playing bad the past like
yeah, it's been weird to
it's so
watch.
weird. It's I keep believing in him, and then it's like, anyways, we'll
I'm
see. Maybe he was just flustered that game against the Steelers, but
gonna
um,
go. I'm gonna go Patriots Bears.
weird Super Bowl.
Broncos beat the Bills, and then the Patriots pull it out. So, which I think I kept the Bears from last week in my initial too early pick. I think I was joking around with the Jaguars making it, but I thought that they played a good game against the Bills. I really do, and then they choked. So,
Yeah,
but
that's what I'm interested in because it's one of those things where the usual thought I have when I go to pick Super Bowl teams, and you in the past 7 years, it's basically always been Chiefs. So that's
yeah,
been nice. But usually my thought is like, can I actually imagine the quarterback or whoever the coach, like, can I actually imagine them holding up the Super Bowl trophy? Because
yeah,
you know what I mean? Because we've seen this for years now, and it's always a team that's kind of like, yeah, of course that team won. It's never like a random team. The closest that ever happened was the Giants team that beat the Patriots that one year. But even then, by the end, we knew why they were good because their defense, like it would.
Whoever
I
wins the Super Bowl, man.
so this year I was thinking like I can't imagine the Bears and Caleb Williams lifting up the Lombardi Trophy and being the best team in the
Yeah.
NFL. But this is a weird year where it's like in my head it's like it has to be the only teams where that theory makes sense, the holding up the Lombardi Trophy makes sense, is the Bills and the Rams, to be honest. But they have so many flaws that
Like
it's
nobody's
not a
healthy right now either.
yeah, it's not a guarantee at all that they
Yeah.
can do that. But it makes the most sense for the Bills to win a Super Bowl. Like if I saw that, they'd be like, that makes sense. They're a great team. Whereas it'd be weird to be like, and your Super Bowl winner, the Patriots with Drake May. It's just like, what the? That was the best team in the NFL this year, really? Um,
But
but whereas,
by far could be.
and I guess that, yeah, the way this weird because of all the injuries and quarterback injuries and
Was he
Chiefs being
number one or number two in the passer category?
who?
Drake May.
Oh yeah, he's in the MVP candidacy, and yeah.
I like him winning it, to be honest. And
No,
then
it'll be a good story it'd
Darnold
be a
for
good
comeback
story.
player of the year.
I
Like, I
imagine
don't know how that one's determined, but
it usually is an experienced quarterback. I think Mahomes was like the last inexperienced quarterback to win a Super Bowl.
if he doesn't win it next year, I'm going to be mad.
Who?
Mahomes.
Oh yeah,
Comeback player.
They've got to win the next 5 Super Bowls after this. But for now, no. But I was thinking about that. I was like, it usually because I was like, can Caleb Williams win the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Maybe. Can Drake May win the Super Bowl? It's like it's always a quarterback that's pretty tenured, except for that first Chiefs Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That was like the last one. I was going back. I was like, Peyton Manning when he won, he was obviously old. You go before, before that, the Patriots.
Scripted.
By the time Russell Wilson won, he was a pretty, or actually, was that his second year?
I think
That
around
might have
there.
been the last one then, when the Seahawks had that demolition against the Broncos. That might have been the last like young quarterback to win a Super Bowl.
Because that defense was phenomenal.
Yeah, because the defense. So that might be the Seahawks. That might be the Sam Darnold. That's why I think the Seahawks could win it because it's like the defense is really what's great, but their quarterback gets them enough to. Anyways, it's interesting. I'm very petty, so it'll be way more fun for me if the Bills are out of it. But if they win, good for Buffalo and their fans that have been waiting for decades to win a championship. We've been spoiled.
Yeah.
But if they were out of it, it would be way more fun because it is kind of a chaotic playoffs. It's like all these teams are just so like, all right, I guess this is our final teams, except for the Rams. The Rams should be the best team, but we'll see.
I mean, and I said it here, and I'm sticking to it. Team that wins this year's Super Bowl is who I'm going with after the Chiefs leave Missouri. So,
Oh,
yeah, that'll be my new team. So I'm not joking. I'm dead serious. Like,
no, you'll be a Patriots fan if they win the Super Bowl.
I'm hoping Bears, but then the Bears might be leaving too. So
Oh, they can't leave their Soldier Stadium.
Soldier Stadium is they're
Yeah,
looking for a new spot.
I gotta be honest. This is gonna
Kansas
be
City's
terrible.
open.
I gotta be honest. You're gonna hate me because you go way more often than I do. But I so never go to games that I'm not as worried about it. In fact,
Sure.
I love the Nick Wright thing where he was like, selfishly, I'm kind of glad that it's going to be an arena so that when we get Mahomes in his like older years, he doesn't have to worry about getting injured in the rain and snow.
It's
But
true.
in general, I don't like the fact that there's less seats. That thing kind of
And
that's weird.
they
It feels
the
very
only
feels
thing
very
that will
money
redeem it for
grabby.
me is if they rebuild it just like Arrowhead, but put the dome over it and make it more modern inside.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Like
I could see them
build it
doing something like
exactly
that.
like Arrowhead, but make the suites better, make everything else better, the
Yeah.
training facilities and all that.
I would love that. Yeah, because
But
don't do this thing where it just looks like a normal corporate arena like
yeah, don't do
you
the
know.
toilet bowl like
It
the
looks it
Raiders.
looks so like corporate. I just hate corporate looks of just yeah, here it is. It's modern technically, but it looks
The
boring as crap.
Capital One toilet bowl.
But and it's in Kansas. As if it's
Yeah.
not confusing enough that I say I'm from near Kansas City and I'm not from Kansas though.
So who's your
Now
number
it's
one
actually going to be in
sponsor?
Kansas.
Windmills.
Yeah. Uh farm field
This
prairies
entire Chiefs Stadium is powered by windmills. That helps Patrick Mahomes so much.
and prairie corn. But
How does Patrick Mahomes hit the long ball? They turn those fans on outside the stadium that generates the electricity.
lots of
Man,
people forget that it's not until 2031. So it's not
yeah.
like it's not like next year or anything, but
Oh, we're gonna have robots by then, man.
yeah, it'll be robot players.
All right, Mahomes, get out there. All right, no torn ACLs anymore, man.
Yep, just all legs. It's like Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump moving on, going on an extended run. We're moving into college sports that Forrest Gump once played, but we're going to go basketball instead of football. And college basketball point shaving scheme. 39 players on 17 NCAA Division One teams resulted in dozens of games in previous two seasons being fixed by a gambling ring that included former NBA players, according to the federal indictment. Schools named in the incident: Abilene Christian, Alabama State, Buffalo, Copen State, DePaul, Eastern Michigan, Fordham, Kennesaw State, LaSalle, New Orleans, Nichols State, North Carolina A&T. So, like, not even great colleges. Oh, St. Louis. Wow. I didn't read the whole list. I saw the first few. St. Louis on there. So go Missouri. Yeah. Southern Mississippi and Tulane. Wow. Wow. So this is incredible. Um, Conference USA preseason player of the year, Kennesaw State, or yeah, that's weird that it says that. But anyway, is averaging a team high 20.2 points per game, and that is Cottle. So yeah, it's weird. $10,000 to $30,000 were on these lines, and it's like, okay, here's my big thing. Like, yes, you're gonna gambling's legal almost everywhere now, and point shaving we all know happens. And I don't understand why they're bringing it to light now. And with all this stuff going on, not many people are getting severely punished like a guy we go back to who supposedly threw games and Pete Rose, right? So, and I'm throwing it back to Pete Rose because this is a guy who got banned from an entire sport for the rest of his life. And it took until he died to even get recognition again and back into the sport to end his ban. A guy that set a lot of records, but didn't really have any penalties until his managerial career. And I was like, that shouldn't, manager career and player career should be separated by far. But you're talking about all these young guys getting money who come from nothing at these schools, and why wouldn't they take those offers? Yeah, they're going to do point shaving. Yeah, they're going to do all this stuff. Like, it happens every night. It happens every game. People want to make money. Just like the guy at the Super Bowl a few years back who bet on a streaker and nobody did it. So he brought in the stuff himself and did it. So I'm not really quite certain how these are becoming bigger and bigger issues. It's always going to exist. It's always going to happen. I don't understand why it's such a big deal. Is it horrible to hear? Yeah. Is it frowned upon? Absolutely. But coaches go out in every game. They have bounties. They do. But they're not going to straight up say, oh, we have a bounty in this game. We saw it last week. Players going after Josh Allen, players going after Lamar Jackson, trying to take these guys out. We saw the game for the Steelers where the guy went in and grabbed him straight in the crotch right on television, and the camera was fully zoomed in. You've got all this stuff out there happening all the time, and you know that it's there. Just enjoy the game and stop bringing this stuff up. If it's a really big deal where they're like drug dealing on top of all of it, cool. But I don't. I see something wrong with it, but I don't see something wrong with it. If you catch my
Yeah.
drift, it's just so common now. You got friends who are betting on their teammate, even if it's someone who, oh, I'm gonna go miss this free throw. You want to bet $20? I'll miss it. Stuff like that. Like, it happens.
Yeah.
10,000, 20,000, 30,000 is a little bit more money, but
Yeah. I think just the corporatification of gambling is more so my problem. Not so much this of like what, but just the like every game now is like presented by FanDuel and make sure to like spend money, and you got 18-year-olds that are like spending money on
exactly.
where it's just kind of like I'm not sure
They
He wants
see
it
it
to be the
every day.
future. Yeah, I think that yeah, they're surrounded by it. And that should be what we would go after of like this is like I don't like that these huge corporations are just making like every video I see now about games is mainly about like what they bet.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys watch these things, but they'll be like, instead of commenting on the game, they'll be like, and I had freaking Jamar Gibbs going for 100 yards over under and didn't get it. It's like, who cares about your freaking FanDuel
Yeah.
bet? So anyways, yeah, I think
Well,
that's
and then
my
not to
main
mention
worry.
what's behind an actual NIL deal, because we see
Yeah,
people leaving all the time, and you know what kind of money they get for doing the stuff, and like, oh, okay, well, if you leave this university, we'll offer you this. Like, that's legal now. So I feel like that's kind of the same thing. Like,
yeah,
oh, well, I'm gonna go trash this entire organization because I didn't get to throw one ball, but hey, I made a commitment 2 years ago, but see ya. So I feel like that's almost the same thing because you're leaving for money and have been enticed by other people to do so.
yeah.
So I
I
don't know.
agree with
There's a lot, and I just don't understand this one. But hey, you never see Missouri Southern in that game, right? So
no, or Missouri State or anything. Yeah.
yeah, but unfortunately, Mizzou was tied to stuff like that. John Tay Porter, man,
Oh, interesting.
he's out of the NBA now, so sports betting was his. Poor guy. Loved him as a player. Did a lot more than his brother did, but hey.
That's true.
Speaking of NBA, we'll move there briefly. Talk way early postseason. Top 10 in the Eastern Conference. Chicago at 10, Atlanta, Miami, Cleveland, Magic, 76ers, Raptors, Celtics, Knicks, Pistons. The beginning of the season, we saw Chicago atop this list, and to be honest, it's just a 10 game flopperoo from the bottom to the top. So if Chicago were to go on a 10-game winning streak and Detroit were to lose out for 10 games, we could see a completely different picture. And I feel like the East is definitely tighter than the Western because last place is 16 and a half out already. Oklahoma City Thunder setting the standard there. The Nuggets, I mean, your top five pretty much, I feel like, are definitely going to make it. Obviously, your bottom five are the teams that are like, okay, cool, what's going to happen here?
Yeah.
Because clearly you got the Clippers, the Mavericks, and the Jazz, who are all still technically in the running for that 10th spot. And again, that's what I hate about this point in the season, but I really do feel like in the Eastern side, I really feel like it's going to be Chicago, Atlanta, Miami, and Cleveland that round out that bottom four there. And then everybody up top, I feel like it's in a pretty good spot too.
Yeah.
Orlando, 76ers, Raptors, and so on. I definitely don't foresee the Pacers making anything, and I think they're done.
No. No,
Um,
they're in full tank.
yeah, and Wizards, I think, are also done in the Nets, but Charlotte may have some hope. Milwaukee may have some hope. I mean, it's always going to be interesting for Milwaukee, but I really think where the East is, I think the teams that are in the top 10 are going to stay in the top 10, but I think they're just going to shift positions. I think the
Yeah.
ones that are outside of it, I don't think that they're going to have much hope. So,
No. Yeah,
but Western's way up more.
yeah.
I feel like the teams are, yes, 16 and a half out, but the lower teams are a lot closer than the other side. So,
Yeah. And better
yeah, there is
than a
that.
lot.
Yeah.
Just yeah, it's a weird NBA season. Even speaking selfishly as a Mavs and Bucks fan, where both I'm just ready to tank because it's just kind of like let's just pull the plug for in case of the Bucks, fire the coach. In case of the Mavs, just look, we got lucky that we got Cooper Flag, who's gonna be like one of the best players in the league in a
Yeah.
few years. So let's just tank, um, trade all our assets.
Burn the
And so
house down.
I do not see them going for that play, and that would just be a waste of. It's like you need the draft pick. What are you going to do? Win the NBA Finals with Cooper
Or the
Flag?
Clippers end up tanking and Memphis ends up tanking and you guys just get in.
That'd be terrible. If the Clippers tank with no draft picks and Kawhi Leonard, that'd be embarrassing.
Yeah.
No, I think we'll end up being outside the playoffs, and it kind of seems like we're even trying recently. We kind of we'll leave Cooper Flag out with like the most minor injury just to leave him out.
I feel like a lot of teams are doing that right now for some
Yeah, it's
reason.
weird. Yeah, like you
But for
said, this
sure,
is
Dallas, yeah.
like you said, this is a weird zone of the NBA where it's kind of the people that might not be a fan of the NBA, I can understand this part of it where it's just like a lot of
Everybody's trying to get LA in there, man. I'm just putting it out there now. Everybody's trying to get LeBron out of the league. So, hey, dude, make the playoffs so you can be done.
yeah, yeah. Well, they'll make the playoffs. He's got Luca.
It's
They're
true. I
they're a
know.
de they're a decent team, but I think it's kind of OKC's to lose, which is so weird that
I mean, Spurs, man.
Oklahoma City's like the domination of the NBA, which is so funny that they didn't have a team like 8 years ago. Um, yeah, yeah, the Spurs
Weird.
weirdly. Spurs took that like Patriots Drake May jump basically. It's just like year two, all of a sudden, boom, they're right there. Um, and they match up well with OKC too, so that's gonna be weird. Um,
Beat them both times, right?
yeah, so it could be a thing where it's like
Oh.
OKC is technically the better team, but the Spurs are just a terrible matchup for them, and they beat them.
No, I don't
Um,
see anybody in the Eastern Conference. Maybe
no, it's
Boston. But
yeah, it's like if Tatum comes back, maybe. But it's a pretty weak Eastern Conference,
yeah,
which is funny because
weird to say.
it set it up all the more for like this is the year for the Bucks with Giannis, and then their supporting cast is just not it. But yeah, weird NBA season. I think it's you still have the Nuggets to worry about in the West, and like you said, the West is just way more. It kind of feels like whoever wins the West will win the championship, kind of thing. But who knows? Maybe Detroit will go on a big run in the playoffs, um, and Cade becomes a true star.
See anybody being traded?
Hopefully, Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
Just for my sake, I'm just tired of worrying about him getting
For
injured every
some,
three
I feel
hours.
like someone said he did, but I guess not. And no, yeah, like you said there, nobody's gonna want him being hurt all the time.
I know. At this point, we'd have to trade him for scraps.
Like
Um,
how do you trade Luca for that? Like no disrespect to
I know.
AD, but
No, it was a terrible trade.
it's like I
It
don't
was
get what they
terrible.
wanted there.
It'd be one thing if we got Anthony Davis and like four first round picks. The fact that we got one pick out of
Brawny.
it is crazy. Um, but we got Cooper Flag, so we got lucky.
Yeah.
Um, like literally, if we didn't have Cooper Flag, I would just be a Lakers fan right now. Like I would have been so mad at Nico. I mean, but because we have this other shaggy-haired white boy from Maine, I'm like, all right, I'm in at least, but I'm not gonna. I'm hoping we tank this year.
At what point does Dirk step back in and take over?
That'd be nice. He's more level-headed, I think, than
I know.
these billionaires.
Think he'd be
But
a good either management or a head coach.
yeah, maybe coach. I don't see, but management of some kind, I could see.
He was always a good team player.
Oh yeah, and
He was a
funny.
good teammate. So yeah, always
Oh,
funny too. Got to do good when you ask for little Bow Wow's autograph.
hey, that was set up. He was set up.
But
He was not.
all right, briefly moving over to the MLB, and we'll talk Kansas City Royals and more news for Kansas City that just completely caught everything off guard, and it kind of makes you wonder if this was set up this way. But I mean, a team that's looking to potentially move out of this stadium is making kind of a big renovation in the stadium, and they're moving both of the foul pole outfield sides left and right, moving in and keeping the center field out. And as we kind of talked before, it's like we're making it into the old Minute Maid Park where the outfield wall was out further and then they had the big hump there. And I don't know why you'd change it after all these years now of having it. I like the atmosphere where it's at. I do understand why you're doing it, and I do like it to an extent, but I'm still just confused on it. Like, why now? Why, with the time frame you have left in the stadium, are you planning on staying there? Why would you, like, this is a few million dollars that you're going to be spending that you could be putting towards players, whatnot, and getting someone into the stadium. And instead, like, yeah, you've done fairly decent so far this offseason, Royals, but I don't get why you're going to move it in. 150 seats, I guess, makes it nicer. You're adding I believe what we discussed, 90 to the to the fountain seatings, 10 feet. They moved the walls in 10 feet in 1995 before moving them back to their original dimensions in 2004. The team's front office researched the changes and recommended bringing the walls back in 10 feet again to make the stadium a little more neutral. So it's been 21 years that they've had it this way. I like the renovations that they've made in those 21 years because you have a lot of cool stuff out in the outfield now, and they're going to be bringing back some more room for people to sit. And I mean, in 1995 up to 2003, those like the outfield was just janky then, and that's before we got the new big board back there. But and then you had everything that happened in 2015, 2014, and all that jazz, 2013 run, and just watching the team build there. But I mean, you're 2 billion. Okay, so there you go. They're looking at a new stadium to push for the $2 billion facility near downtown. And that's where I'm confused. Like, you're looking to get $2 billion to move downtown, but you're renovating the stadium for the next, what, 5, 6 years to what?
Yeah.
So I don't know. Piccolo says there's a lot of different things that go into it, and during the course of the season, we just got started to do some research, running the numbers and trying to figure out how much this is really going to impact their offense consequently. And that's another thing in the MLB. Like, you can just change your stadium to your offensive needs. Like, how is that not illegal? Like, I know that the stadium in New York is shorter, so their players can hit more home runs and win games more. And those players get used to hitting the ball in that spot, and then they can go draft or they can bring in players that they know hit well to that side of the field. And I know there's a lot of stuff going into these decisions, but I just you're the Royals trying to make a move right now. You're trying to make a $2 billion move and get a downtown stadium, and this probably isn't intriguing a lot of people to help you in that matter because this shows that you're going to contribute less money out of your pocket, and then you're making the renovation. What are you going to do with the stadium after the renovation? Like, what's becoming of the Truman Sports Complex is the thing. It just doesn't make any sense. And I mean, do you have any thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I just think it almost seems like a response to the, arena for the Chiefs, where it's like, how can we do something that also like brings some excitement now that we have some eyes on this? Um, but yeah, it kind of seems unnecessary in my end, as someone who even
I mean,
doesn't follow the Royals as
they're
much.
gonna be
But
housing fans for the World Cup,
yeah,
so
well, that's true.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Because
Well, that'd
that's
be
going to bring in a lot of revenue too. So why can't you take
yeah,
that revenue
yeah,
and build your stadium?
yeah. No, you got to have 10 more extra feet for for a home run.
If it doesn't pay off this year, it's going to be the biggest bust move for a stadium in history. Like I get it. I want to be closer while I'm out there. I want ticket prices to go down a little bit in those sections because the closer you are, the more expensive it is, and a little bit further back, you're losing $20. So I'd rather sit $20 less than what it is right now to sit out there and just be out there and heckle the outfielders. So
Yeah. That's probably not their reasoning for why they're doing it.
that's my
But
reasoning.
yeah.
But
But yeah, we'll see. It is a risk, I think.
boo, shut up, man. Hey. But yeah, so all right. Moving on, and we will head into the Footy Forum, and that's brought to you by the Corner Kick in Neosho. And get down there for your football needs. Located at 1411 Blue Oak Lane, Suite C, Neosho, Missouri. They have the largest soccer store in Southwest Missouri, Northeastern Arkansas, or Northwestern Arkansas, Southeastern Kansas, Northeastern Oklahoma. Be sure to check them out Tuesday through Sunday for your football needs. And yeah, not to mention the Fair Acres YMCA in Carthage. And man, we'll move on there. we'll move on there. They host birthday parties. Schedule yours today. Check out their 5,000 square foot youth activity center filled with bounce houses, playground, and much more. And yeah, well, on that note, check you out, Clint, and we'll see you next week, maybe, or in the future for sure. But we'll get talking on the soccer front. But,
All
yeah,
right.
so
And I'm excited to see the new possible additions
yeah,
of
I'm
the
excited
sports
for that too,
podcast.
man. We lose Clint here, and all right, we're gonna talk the Kansas City Current here in the Footy Forum, and we'll talk their schedule that's been released, and I'm excited. Definitely, everybody has a specific match on the calendar ready, and that is April 4th. The regular season at 3 p.m. Gotham FC. The champions are coming back to Kansas City, and Kansas City's got a lot left to prove. They've got Portland away before that, Seattle Reign, Chicago, and then the Utah Royals to open things up. And that's going to be on March 14th, and then they're going to be away for 3 straight, and then they'll be back home. And then after that, we got the Teal Rising Cup in April. Loved being a part of that last year. Loved watching them win that shield. I'm super excited for April this year and getting up there and watching some soccer early on. Then you hit the road again for 2 more after the Teal Rising. You got Washington Spirit, North Carolina Courage. Then May 10th, you got the Stars at home, the Dash at home, and then you head out to Angel City FC. Um, then you come back, you got Portland, and then newly Boston Legacy is going to be at home as well, and the return of former keeper for the Current Laurel Ivory, and now former Current member Nichelle Prince. That will be fun to see. Good old teammates coming back into town is always fun, and Kansas City does them right. So I appreciate that in the sports world. You got the Denver Summit that are going to be away, and you're going to head there. Right before that, you'll have the NWSL Challenge Cup on June 26th, and that's going to be in Kansas City. Um, Excited for that. It's going to be on Prime Video too. Then you got the Pride away, and then you come back for one against the Wave. Then you have Boston Legacy FC in Boston. That's going to be in Pawtucket, Rhode Island. And then you've got Racing Louisville at home, Angel City at home. Then you head back on the road for 2 more. Then you come back and face the Rain FC and then the Courage as well. And then you head out to Bay FC. Longer schedule this year for sure. More teams in the league. Love the expansion. Love that it's happening. Love that we're going to get this. Really, until the end of the season, you've got away, home, away, home. You'll have 2 in September. Or sorry. Yeah, 2 in September. Then you'll have 2 in October to end the year. You'll have one on the 3rd and the 25th. And then you end your season at Racing and then head into the playoffs. And hopefully this year the Current can, as much as I pain to say it, I hope that they're not the number 1 seed this year. They set out and did a lot last year. I think that bye week really kills you. But I'm excited. I can't wait to see what happens. I want to see them go way further than just the first game this year that they get. Because last year, not really a disappointment, but was kind of unsettling because it shouldn't have happened that way. Wheeler brought the game back. Everything was in your momentum, and then it just went away. And still kind of left a bitter spot in my mind, and definitely my heart goes out to that team. You lose a lot of players this offseason just to being traded, going to start fresh somewhere else, helping another team move on, and it's been fun. It's definitely been fun, and now you don't have Vlaco anymore. We'll see what Moss does, and yeah, so. But next up, we'll move on to MLS USA team, and we'll talk Cremashi and just him winning player of the year. And what a big accomplishment that is for such a young player. And watching him play and the highlights from everything he's been able to do and playing at Miami and just getting to watch his career over the last season has been something that's been special. And I think that the MLS has really got a gem in a player. He's a very down to earth guy, loves his fans, loves his fan base, and is just an all around good guy in general. Just a team player, a guy that you want in the locker room, especially after Messi leaves. And I think it's going to be awesome to watch the rest of his career. I'm super excited for him and just the things that he was able to do last year. And I mean, we can go look into that a little bit. Let's look at those stats if they allow it to pop up. But I'm just super excited. He had 4 matches last year, no goals, but he played defensively very well in those 4 matches. And I think that they're going to see a lot. He's only 20 years old. He's from Miami, Florida. And for him to play Inter Miami and make that roster in 2022, and then now he's playing with Panama on loan. But, I mean, it's just exciting to see. And he's been with the U.S. team since 2022 as well. He played U19, U20, U23, and now he's playing for the United States. And it's just been fun to watch him and just everything that he's been able to accomplish on Inter Miami too up until 2024. So he's been kind of a reserve player up until this last season. He scored 5 goals there in 19 appearances. And then in 72 appearances for Inter Miami since 2022, he's been able to score 7 goals as well. So I think that he's a good defensive player, and he can definitely score when he's in the open and when they give him the look. But, you know, I really enjoy that he's down to earth. I really enjoy that he is a team player, and that's something you want. And it seems like he might end up being a pretty good leader as he gets older. And I feel like a lot of the guys just mesh well with him. And it's fun to watch and good to see. And I love that the sport continues to grow here in America because more players like this is what the Americans need to see. Messi coming over was definitely a big deal. Back in the day, Beckham, when he came in, I mean, it kind of changed the MLS. It didn't do as much as the Messi effect, but it still changed soccer in America. And it's been something to watch, that's for sure. So I'm really excited to watch the U.S. team this year and really excited to see the matches that will be at Arrowhead Stadium. I'm really hoping to be a part of that and be in there. We're going to be getting some more content here over the next couple months of just U.S. women's national team and the men's team and getting some interviews, hopefully get some player interviews here and there. But really excited for that to be going on, as well as the Comets FC. So got a lot going on there. Hoping to bring in Coach Elliot Chatterton from Missouri Southern Women's Soccer. Hoping to have him in and just kind of discuss his plans for Missouri Southern Women's Soccer and what he's going to have in store for that. And I'm super excited for that team. They've got a great leader. I think everything I've heard about him, everything I've seen, his resume, it's impressive. And I'm super excited from the direction Missouri Southern's going to go. So just looking forward to those conversations coming up and super excited about all that. And, well, on that note, we will go ahead and head into the 2-minute warning. And that is going to be brought to you, local sports update. Wow. I keep forgetting, like this new year, we don't have a 2-minute warning yet. So if you're a sponsor out there and you want to be on the show, we'd love to have you. But we'll head into the local sports update, and that is brought to you by Mr. Clark's Catering and Barbecue. Super excited for them. Go see Chef Mike, get that barbecue, get the catering, because it's going to be phenomenal. Anything he does, barbecue and catering, Mr. Clark's. Love his stuff. Love you, Chef Mike. Thank you for being a sponsor of the pod. Glad to have you back. Sad to see Trackside go, but super excited for the future that you guys have. So All right. On that note, we will head to high school basketball, and we'll start on the girls' side with Carl Junction. And I believe, yes, they'll be in Pittsburgh, Kansas, and they'll take on Colgan tonight at 7 p.m. And then this week, nothing else. Next week, they'll have the New Heights invite. So go watch that. And then Webb City, we'll head over there and we'll discuss them. They are off to a fairly decent start at 9-4 this year. And they will. What a thriller it was last night over Nevada. They went into double overtime and won 62-58. What a win there. After going up against Waynesville and kind of just dominating them 57-47, they will play nobody else this week, so they'll face off against Carl Junction next week, and then heading over to Carthage as we talk about them 2-10, the women's side. Carthage girls will play Springfield Catholic at home tonight. That game will be at 6:15 p.m. And then we'll go on over to Joplin and we'll discuss the 6-6 Lady Eagles there as they went on a 4-game winning streak before losing to Carl Junction on the 12th this week. They played McDonald County yesterday and, excuse me, sorry. They will not be doing anything until their game against Glendale next week. So really good for that program. Can't wait to have Coach Cox on here soon. Really excited about him. We got him on when he first started, and he said this thing's going to turn around. And right now, things are looking great. So kudos to him. We really enjoy watching you guys, ladies out there, doing your thing. So congratulations and continue the hard, good work that you guys are putting in because this team is young and hungry and can't wait to watch them. 0-8 Neosho ladies, they will take on Central Springfield tonight. Should be a pretty good matchup, being that both teams are really on the bad side of the ball. Unfortunately, Central and Springfield is 1-10, and 0-8 as mentioned for Neosho. So next up, we'll go ahead and move over to the Neosho boys, and lots of stuff going on here. They are 12-2 on the season. They are currently on a 8-game winning streak. They just recently won 61-55 over McDonald County on Tuesday. And they beat Lebanon before that, and they were the champions of the Neosho Holiday Classic over the winter break. And then East Newton will be their game tonight. They'll be at East Newton, who is 11-3. That game will begin at 7:30 p.m. Looking forward to that. Next up, we head to Webb City basketball. They are 6-5 on the season. They had a 96-29 rout over McDonald County on, I believe, Tuesday there as well. 96-29. They'll head to Hillcrest tonight, who is 9-5. And that game will be at 7 p.m. at Hillcrest. Moving on to Joplin, they are 8-5 on the young season. As things are just getting started, they beat William Chrisman and Webb City, and then they ended up beating Central and Springfield on Tuesday. They will take on Nevada tonight, who is 10-3, and that game will be at 7:30 p.m. Next, we will head to Carthage, and the Tigers are 5-8 on the season. They are on a 1-game winning streak. Also beat McDonald County. It looks like McDonald County just took a whooping from everybody up here this week. That's a rough week for McDonald County. And they are 5-10 on the year. McDonald County is, and well, they're going to be at home facing Carthage. So we'll see how that one turns out. Or no, sorry, not at home facing Carthage. That's already over. That was yesterday. I apologize. But yeah, McDonald County took a beating from Carthage. So next game for Carthage will be at Kickapoo next week on the 20th. So, and then last but not least, we have CJ. If I can find them again. Maybe, maybe not. There we go. 7 and 6 CJ. And they will be at home on the road tonight. So all the teams around here pretty much are on the road tonight. They will face Colgan and Pittsburgh, Kansas. No record there for Colgan. And that game will be at 7 p.m. as well. So, and then over to Missouri Southern. Local college sports here. Missouri Southern basketball. Taylor, for the boys team, was named to the Bevo Francis Top 100 list. Kudos to that. We have not had one of those, I believe, since Jason Adams. And then, I think that was the most recent one. Jason Adams. Maybe Cam Martin. Not really certain on Cam. But the men's basketball team, they're 9 and 7 on the year, and they will be at Rogers State this Saturday at 3:30 p.m. They will be after the girls, who will play at Rogers State as well. Tip-off for that one is at 1:30 p.m. So girls are on the road as well as the guys, and I believe we've got baseball starting up here in a couple weeks. If I'm not mistaken, so January 30th, we got baseball. So a couple weeks till baseball. Really excited for that. They're going to head to the Dugan Invitational as well as the HSU Invitational. So baseball, softball getting ready to start up. We're getting into the spring side of things. Winter sports are coming to an end already. It is insane, but lots to get through. Thanks again for joining us this week from Clint and I. Have a great and safe weekend. Stay warm. It is going to be 11 degrees tomorrow, plus a wind chill. So we'll see y'all later on the Sports Timeout podcast. Take care.